My name is Mike Hull. I work for Chip Ganassi Racing. They call me a managing director, but what we learned a long time ago with Chip is the fact that we really don't try to live to our job title too well because they seem to be too confining. Maybe that defines our culture very clearly here, is the fact that each time somebody replaces somebody within the system that has a job title, they make that job better.
Steve Namasak, I'm a front-end mechanic on Dario Franchitti's car. Basically how we have it set up, we have bays for the cars. And then each bay is also set up with drawers. Basically, every mechanic knows the whole car. We have like a front-end group and then a rear-end kind of group, because the car comes apart basically in the middle. So you have a couple guys working on the rear end of the car, engine and rear suspension, where you have the other guys working on the front end of the car, which is cockpit, front suspension. When he came over, everyone's like, "Oh, you gotta be, Dario's a really picky guy." I'm like, I'd say he's not picky, he's particular, and it's what he needs to drive. You give him what he needs and he wins.
My name's Grant Weaver. I'm one of the team managers here. I'm in charge of the shop. I'm in charge of ensuring that the race team has whatever they need when they need it. Behind you is what Chip does it for. What we're taking you into is the main area of the shop. The cars will be taken apart after every time they run. They get completely taken apart so that we can check all the parts to ensure that they're raceable parts before the car gets reassembled. Every time the car comes back, the gearbox will be completely disassembled. A gear set will only go for 1,500 miles before we retire. We want to make everything as light as possible, so aluminum is one of the materials we use the most, but we'll also use titaniums, stainless steels, other high-grade steels. In the race car, the car itself is made up of a carbon fiber sandwich, carbon fiber on each side with a honeycomb material in between. And this is the paper honeycomb. It's very flexible as it is, and then when you marry it with the carbon fiber, it becomes exceedingly strong. And all the wordage and signage on the cars is actually painted on. There are no decals on the race car at all. The wheel bearings are light, the brakes and that sort of thing. The guts of the gearbox, the way a shock absorber is built inside, the fuel cell that sits right behind the driver, the formable head padding, the honeycomb construction around the driver. So we've got a workout program. It's a 30-minute a day, 5-day-a-week program. We've got a picture from every win that we have had as a team, as Chip Ganassi Racing.
But that's who we are. I've worked for Chip for 19 years. In some people's world, that would be a lifetime. In mine, I'd like to work another 19 years for Chip. It's been a great experience.